Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana. Bitch, I'm from Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana. Bitch, I'm from Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana. Bitch, I'm from Louisiana. We call it that boat. Bitch, I'm from Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana.
$1 million fam shit,
Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana. Bitch, I'm from Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana. Bitch, I'm from Louisiana. We call it that boat. Bitch, I'm from Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana. Bitch, I'm from Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana. Bitch, I'm from Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana. Bitch, I'm from Louisiana. We call it that boat.
All right, how's it going, folks? My name is Sean Militello. I'm here with my boy, Thomas Craig, longtime LSU fan, a sad LSU fan right now.
05, man.
So, talking about a disappointing weekend for LSU and the Saints. We'll get into Saints talk later. But let's start off with LSU. Talking about a disappointing first game. Probably the worst game I've ever seen LSU play. And I've seen some bad games. This is the worst game I've ever seen LSU play. And we just won a national championship last year. What do you think about that, Thomas?
You know, it's starting to look like the 2008 season after we won the championship in 07. That's what it's starting to look like. I was like, bro, come on, man. Y'all got to do better than that, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all got to do better than that.
That was also a bad year. I think that year is when we started off with Jordan Jefferson, right?
No, it was actually Jared Lee.
Jared Lee.
Mm-hmm. When he was a freshman. Mm-hmm.
So are we comparing Jared Lee to Miles Brennan right now? Because Miles Brennan absolutely looked like hot garbage, man.
Yes.
This guy has been in the system for 4 years now. There
4
should
years.
be no excuses. Why this guy? And there's people out there defending him right now, Thomas. And I've been seeing it all over Twitter.
Yeah.
And they said the LSU offense played well enough to win against Mississippi State. What do you think about that? Because I certainly think the offense is the reason why we lost.
You know, I kept seeing on Instagram, Facebook, like, oh, Bo Pelini's fault, defense fault, what, da-da-da-da. The defense did their job. They can only do so much when they're on the field half the game because the offense can't do nothing. So, and then you got young guys in the backfield. I mean, what do you expect? So, like, the defense did their job. You know, what was that new guy? Ali Gay? No. Ali Gay.
The defense
number 11. Mm-hmm. Number 11, the transfer. He balled out. He got swats. He got got some tackles in, and then the other guy, Jabril Cox, he got him an interception, pick 6, like, and then Jacoby Stevens came up and did some big plays too, especially the first play at the beginning of the game, or it was like somewhere at the beginning of the game where he got that sack on Mississippi State quarterback. Like, it was just a lot of things the defense did without Derek Stingley, who was out because he was sick. So it was not the defense. Both Police defense did their job. It's just that when you're on the field so long, you get tired. And that's why they ended up giving up 600 passing yards. I mean, you can only do so much when the offense is not producing. And then you got a quarterback that doesn't want to throw away the ball, and he's taking unnecessary hits, and then he's playing like a freshman. So just no excuses at all, man.
I absolutely agree with that, Thomas. Look, the defense looked bad. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, obviously, you give up 600 yards, you look bad. But you know, if you would have had Stingley out there, it would have been a little better with the defending the pass. But you just said it, Thomas. You get 4 turnovers, one of them for a touchdown, and you still can't win the ball game. You get 4 turnovers, one of them for a touchdown, and your offense only scores 27 points for the whole game.
Yeah, it's sad.
That's unacceptable when your offense is probably the most talented groups, probably not only on the team, but probably one of the best talented groups in the SEC, I would say. It's just they didn't show it. And one of my things is, sure, the team overall played horrible. And I put a lot of blame on the offense. I put a lot of blame on Miles Brennan. But the matter of fact is the coaching was awful, in my opinion, because the fact that these guys weren't ready to play Mississippi State, there's no excuses with the COVID. Mississippi State had a brand new quarterback in KJ Castillo, a brand new head coach.
Right.
And he put up over 600 yards of passing. There's no excuse about how we had limited time to practice. We lost all these players. No. You score 27 points against Mississippi State. This is Mississippi State now. This is not Alabama. This is not Auburn. This is Mississippi State. You score 27 points. That's not good. If it wasn't for the 4 turnovers, I wouldn't have doubted Mississippi State would have scored 60 points on us. Yeah. So Miles Brennan, he just does not fit in this offense so far. I know I'm gonna give him another shot when we played Vandy, and we'll see how he does against Vandy. But Vanderbilt, they almost beat Texas A&M the other day, which I was kind of impressed with that. But he's gonna have to keep up with the pace and the tempo. He's gonna have to throw more accurate balls because he was just not it that game.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I swear, if we lose to Vandy, I'm hiding shame.
I wouldn't doubt if we lose to Vandy and they're going to start calling for Coach O's head. That's how fair weather our fans are.
Yeah. I'm a die hard since 2005. Anything before 2005, don't ask me. Anything from Nick Saban area, I don't know. So.
Well, heck, we're just kids, man. We're like 5 years old.
5, 6 years old, so I don't know anything about prior to 2005. So
I came in right in when Les Miles started coaching. That's where I came in. So
05. That's 2005.
Right. And I got to see Jamarcus Russell play, Dwayne Bowe, Ali Broussard.
What was
Joseph Adai.
Joseph Adai. Early Doucette. Jacob Hester, Matt Flynn.
Jacob Hester, Brandon Lavelle. See,
Brandon Lavelle, yeah.
And we're talking about all the talent we have had in the past, and you look at the talent on this offense. You got 3 big-time running backs in John Emery, Chris Curry, Ty Davis-Price, and you absolutely don't use them. You continue to pass the ball. And then you also got a talented wide receiver group, but you also got a quarterback that can't pass it to him on the dot. You seen Jeray Jenkins absolutely beat a Mississippi State corner. And if Miles Brennan would have put it on it, that would have been a touchdown. But he throws it behind him. He still catches the ball, but we come up short. Now, I'm pretty sure we kicked the field goal on that drive. So it's just things like that they need to work on. Tempo. He needs to get used to the tempo. When you watch Mississippi State on offense, you've seen how KJ Castillo, he snapped the ball, hurry up offense. He got the ball out in under 2 seconds. It's hard to defend. Your cornerbacks were already getting beat. That's what he was doing. Miles Brennan was holding the ball too long. He tried to scramble around the pocket with his slow ass. So, I mean, so like, the offense is got to do a better job, you know? He doesn't got wheels like Burrow.
Yeah, he don't. He don't. Or like Lamar Jackson.
Speaking of Lamar Jackson, they're down right now to the Chiefs, 27-10. So
the Chiefs playing really good. At least they're looking like a defending champion, unlike LSU right now. So
we got 2 LSU players playing right now, and Patrick Queen for the Ravens, and you got Clyde for the Chiefs.
Clyde.
You also got Darrell Williams. He's on the Chiefs.
Darrell Williams. Yep.
So we got a couple LSU. Right.
Yeah. Awesome.
So you look at it. They didn't utilize their running backs. Tempo needs to be faster. We're gonna get Stingley back. I think Elias Ricks, the freshman cornerback, he got better as the game went. He did get beat in the first half a lot, but he got better. He got with the interception. He had an interception. Cordell Flott, I was extremely disappointed in. I thought he was going to be kind of a breakout player. I know it's only one game, but he got beat a lot, and he got hurt. And then you got the third and fourth stringers in. Ward couldn't do anything. Evans couldn't do anything, and Todd Harris missed a bunch of tackles at safety. Stevens had a good game, obviously. He had a fumble recovery. He did pretty good. They used him kind of like how the Seahawks use Jamal Adams. They use him as a blitzing safety. He's kind of like an extra linebacker. Jabril Cox, he had a good game. I was really impressed with Ali Gay. Like he's one of the better defensive ends, and I've seen a long time for LSU. And we had some pretty good ones. Chase on, and you had before that you had Arden Key. And then Marquise Mingo. You had a bunch of them. I think Ali Gay's the next one up. He's a JUCO transfer. This is his junior year, and if he keeps playing, he might be the leader of the defense.
Yeah, I kind of saw that instinct in him when he was playing on Saturday. But I know Jacoby Stevens is kind of like the leader right now because you could tell by his energy that he's leading that defense. And he's wearing number 7. That's a significant number at LSU. So he wears number 7. I think number 7 is more important than 18, in my opinion. But,
for sure.
So 7, if you wear number 7, that means you need to be a playmaker. You need to be a difference in the team. And that's what Jacoby Stevens displayed on Saturday. And but don't get me wrong, Gay did play very well. He played very well for his first time in SEC football, which is a whole different playing field than where he was at. And but I hope things are better for next game. If I was coach, I would start TJ Finley, in my opinion, over Miles Brennan. TJ Finley reminds me a lot of Jamarcus Russell. Like he could throw that ball, he's mobile, pocket, But I'm gonna have mercy on Miles Brennan. I'm gonna give him one more game. You screw up, benched, rest of the season.
I don't know about you, Thomas. I'm gonna give him one more quarter. If he plays bad in the first quarter, go ahead and get your freshman quarterback in there because you can't be playing bad, man. Especially when you're playing Vanderbilt next week. This is your time to shine. If you don't, man, we gotta go ahead and go with the better quarterback, and if that's either TJ Finley or Max Johnson, the 2 freshmen, I don't know, man. Like I love what I see out of TJ Finley. 6'6". He's like over 230. He's out of Ponchatoula. He's got an absolute cannon. I don't know what kind of offense he ran in Ponchatoula High School, but hopefully we just need somebody to keep the tempo. That's what Miles Brennan needs to do. He needs to keep up the tempo, get the ball out quick. Throw the ball on time. These wide receivers are getting open. You seen Terrence Marshall got open a bunch of times. Jeray Jenkins is looking like a breakout player. Keyshawn Butte was really nowhere to be found. Gilbert had about 2 catches and he had a touchdown. But what I don't get with Gilbert, they had a blocking a lot, and he's a receiving tight end. I don't get that. So you had him blocking for most of the game. So what's up with that?
Well, that's the kind of offense they ran. Because even I know even Moss, he blocked a lot last season, but he still got to catch some passes.
Right.
But he did do a lot of blocking. So that is kind of part of their system. So
that is true. But Gilbert, man, he's a straight up wide receiver, and I think we need to utilize his skills as a receiver. Maybe you have Torrey Carter, which is the backup tight end. Maybe just have him do the blocking instead of Gilbert,
Yeah.
Torrey Carter is the former fullback. We no longer carry a fullback. I think Torrey Carter went to tight end this year. So, man, it was a disappointing loss. We're on the Vanderbilt. It's a Derek Mason Rant team. He's on the hot seat. I heard Ken Steele, their quarterback, looked pretty good against A&M, but they only scored about 12 points. They kept A&M under 20 points, which I thought that was impressive. So this might not be a cake and a walk like we always think every year, like we did last year to them,
Well, last year we kind of struggled on defense too. They were scoring. I mean, if it wasn't for our offense, that would have been a closer game than it was, because we were kind of playing lax in that game. I was like, what are they doing, man? Like, yeah. So even last year, we were struggling against Vandy.
I believe they scored over 30 points too last year.
Yeah, they did, and we were just playing too lax. And I was like, what's going on? We can't do this for Vandy, and we're playing at Vandy again this year. Like, so you can't be playing around like that, But you want to know who else? You want to know who else want to hold accountable? The offensive line.
Yeah.
Because they were not blocking as well as they was last year. I don't know how many players they lost on the offensive line. I'm not sure.
I think we lost Cushenberry and we lost Sadiq Charles.
Okay, that's only 2 out of the rest of the guys are veterans. I mean, they should have been blocking better in the game. And well, a lot of it was Miles Brennan just holding the ball too long. That's why he got 7 sacks, 2 interceptions, and getting tackled for loss and trying to run out of the pocket, knowing he can't run.
Right. So, he looks slow. Like, he's probably the slowest quarterback I've ever seen. Like, I thought Tom Brady was slow, but Miles Brennan's pretty slow.
Yeah.
Like, he made Drew Brees look fast.
Hey, but to everybody is watching, we're being hard on Miles Brennan because he's been there 4 years. He should know how to lead a team and be a veteran. He has no excuse. That's why we're being so hard on him. So, to all you out there like, oh, it was just one game and all that. No, we're holding him accountable. He say he wants to be the leader of the team. He say he wants to take over after Burrow left. Now is his time, and he didn't show. So that's why we're being hard on him.
I absolutely agree, and I think being hard on him is the best thing to do to him, because that would only motivate him to do better. You could say, give him a pat on the back and go get him next time, but what's that going to really do? You got to come back to the real world, dude. Like, we got our first comment of the show. We lost all but on the offensive line, man. I don't know what that meant.
We lost.
I think he's saying we lost
all but one. All but one. I think he said all but one.
Well, we returned Austin Deckles and Ed Ingram, so I think it's the only 2 we returned. The rest are new starters. I believe. I'm not too sure. I'm entirely correct. And
I'm not too sure the offensive line. Yeah.
I'm surprised they're not playing Cardell Thomas. He's one of the guards I think he was a 5-star recruit we got a couple of years ago when we redshirted him.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
see him out there either. So I don't know what's going on. Some of these guys not playing, I think if Miles Brennan's not going to do what he's supposed to do with passing the ball and keeping the tempo, they need to run the ball. That's what they need to do. Chris Curry is a mixture between Emory and Ty Davis-Price. He's a beast. Emery's a shifty back. He can do it all. And then Ty Davis is your power back. So you got to utilize them guys, man. Like, if Miles Brennan's not going to pass the ball well, run the ball. It's kind of just like Sean Payton. Drew Brees is not passing the ball well. Run the dang ball. Set up the pass. You don't have Todd Edwards anymore. You don't. So
or maybe we could do that what we did in 2011, where we alternated between the 4 backs the whole season. Like it was Ford, Spencer Ware, Alfred Blue, and
Hillard, I think.
Hilliard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kenny Hillard, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was like a 4-headed rushing attack. So maybe if we can incorporate that rushing attack with the spread offense. I mean, I don't know how they could do that, but I mean that could help. So.
Well, that would have to put them out of the shotgun because they probably run shotgun probably 80% of the time, probably more than that. Probably need to do a lot more single back, and then they probably have to shift in a blocker like Torrey Carter's the main blocking tight end, shift him over into the fullback position. So I don't know what they're going to do. Coach Ian Sminger's got a lot of work to do on the offense. Scott Linehan, the passing coordinator's got to do a lot of work. We got to, it's got to be fixed, man. The offense, you can't win in college football without an offense. I think college football is so different from NFL. NFL, I think you have to have at least a top 10 defense to be a Super Bowl champion, in my opinion, to be a true Super Bowl champion. In college, I think you have to have a good offense to be a championship contender. This isn't 2011 where we win with all defense. This is the new age of college football. You cannot win by only scoring 27 points now. This is how it is. You've seen Alabama. They run up the score. You've seen Florida and Kyle Trask. Kyle Trask threw 6 touchdowns. So this is just a different type of football, and you see in college football. And if you cannot score, if you're going to go back to the Stone Ages with Les Miles, you cannot you cannot score less than 30 points today. It's ridiculous. You got to do better on offense. I know the defense gave up over 600 yards of passing, but they got you 4 turnovers. You got to do better offense, and the coaching's got to be better. They got to get these guys prepared because they were not prepared. Mike Leach outcoached us. He absolutely had a ball talking crap about us.
Man.
Oh, man. I mean, that feels worse. We lost to Mike Leach, man.
Yeah. It is what it is. Yeah. It is what it is.
Right.
But sorry it wasn't a good weekend, and yesterday was your birthday. I know.
It was.
And the Saints lost too, so we gotta get on those Saints too.
We are fixing to get into some Saints talk in a minute. I would say in about a minute or two. I think pretty much wraps up the LSU talk. Do you have anything else to say about LSU?
All I gotta say is they just need to live up to the challenge of defending that national championship. I mean, these guys are talented, and they all been recruited, and they just need to step up to the plate and learn fast. So that's all I gotta say.
I absolutely agree, and I know there's a lot of pressure on them. There really is. I think maybe some part of the reason why we lost so bad was the pressure on Miles Brennan, pressure on a lot of these people, because that was a one-of-a-kind team last year. Nobody's going to ever replicate that. That might be the best single year team or performance that ever in college football. So I think these guys just need to settle down, get to work and practice, get in the groove with each other, and let's get this dub against Vanderbilt. And then we go on to Missouri, get that dub against Missouri, then we go at Florida. So, and after that, it gets tougher after that. So,
and where's the coach goes around? Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. So we're fixing to start some Saints talk. Are you going to join us, or are you going to go ahead and head out?
I might be on for a few minutes. Yeah.
All right, just let us know. We're gonna bring my boy Michael Balco in for some Saints talk. How's it going, Mike? How's it going?
It'd be a lot better if the Saints won yesterday. No, I'm just playing. I'm not even that upset about it, to be honest. How we doing, guys?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good, man. How about you?
Yeah, this is my friend Thomas. Mike, if you haven't met him yet, he's a diehard LSU fan. Thomas, this is Mike. We're introducing each other on live show on Off the Dome. We're all friends here.
Yeah.
Facts.
We
awesome.
Speaking of Rob, Mike.
Rob.
Speaking of Rob, how do you feel about that officiating last night?
I mean, listen. I'm not one to blame officials, but damn, they making it tough, dog. They making it tough on us. It was a little rough. It was a little rough for both teams. Towards the end of the game, though, the calls got a little bit better, I'd say. Obviously, the first really bad call of the night was the Malcolm Jenkins horse collar. That was blatantly not a horse collar. That was like the first big call, and then, it just kind of escalated from there. There was a couple bullshit holding calls. There was a couple, just unnecessary penalties that, if we were any other team in the NFL, probably wouldn't be called, but it's okay. It's all good. It's just the Sean Payton way, baby. But, we definitely got robbed once again. But, I'm not going to sit here and blame the refs. It was actually still a good game, and the fact that we were still in position to win just goes to show how good of a team we actually are.
Yep, I agree. You know what? I think there was about 2 or 3 bad calls that definitely shouldn't have happened. Like, it was obviously like, I don't know what the refs were thinking. I don't know if they were trying to cheat against us or what. Like, the pass interference where the ball was uncatchable absolutely drove me nuts. And then right after that, I think it was Mercedes Lewis, their tight end, right? He pushes off. Like, what the? How is that not defended?
Yeah, the pass interference one was a pass interference. It was still within that kind of decent range. Marcus Williams made a stupid play. Same with Janoris Jenkins towards the end of the game. It was just 2 dumbass plays by him. Like, they are pass interferences. Unfortunately, that's just kind of on us. That's a stretch. I wouldn't call him awful. He kind of did shut down. He shut down Lazard. He shut down Lazard whenever Lattimore couldn't. So, I wouldn't go as far as saying awful. I don't know. He made a couple rough plays there.
You sure that was Janoris Jenkins? I think that was Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I think he did a pretty good job. Michael Jenkins did a pretty good job. I don't know, man. Jenkins, I'm fixing to call him. This is what I'm going to call Janoris Jenkins. He's Eli Browner. That's what I'll call him. Mixture between Eli Apple and Brandon Browner. That's what he is.
That's a bad combo, Sean. Dang, man, that's a bad.
Well, I've never been high on the guy. Everybody was overrating him like he's a number two quarterback. And we cannot step over Lattimore like he had a good game. He had a bad game too. Marshawn.
You got to hold Lattimore accountable.
Yeah,
you got to hold him accountable too.
It's just, like the first 2 weeks of the season, though, he's arguably our best defensive player on the team, to be honest, besides like Trey Hendrickson. So it's hard to just go ahead and, obviously every Saints fan ever, every single time one player does bad, they're quick to hop on the hate train. We see Andrews Pete get shit shamed every single week. So, I mean, he deserves it. I don't know if Janoris Jenkins deserves that hate. It's more so just, I think, a one-game struggle. And honestly, I don't think he was as bad as everyone's saying he was. I mean, he still made a few nice plays. He just made bad plays at the wrong time. Yeah, like Ryan just said, where's Cam Jordan? I mean, Sean Payton kind of came out today and was just like, Cam Jordan's been getting double teamed a lot, chipped a lot, all that good stuff. But yeah, he's still like one of the best defensive ends in the league, and he should be making plays. I mean, they've been chipping him for years, so I don't understand why it's a problem now.
That's what I was about to say. That like Cam and Jordan's been a top 5 defensive end for years. They've been double teaming and clipping. Why is it a problem now? You know what I'm saying? I don't get that at all. And then overall, the defense played bad. Besides the run defense did good. I think we played a pretty good game against Aaron Jones. As obviously, I'm shooting towards more of the secondary. They had more of the bad game here, like they've been having. Besides when they played Mike Evans, so every time we play Mike Evans, we'll shut his ass down, but we can't shut anybody else down. Alan Lazard absolutely burnt us a couple times. He made Aaron Rodgers. Our secondary made Aaron Rodgers look like he's the greatest of all time. I could have made some of them passes Aaron Rodgers had. That's how damn wide open those wide receivers were. I mean, our coverage, it was kind of similar to the LSU game. We're just getting beat, you know?
I don't know, man. I know you warned me before the podcast it was going to be a little bit of a rant episode. I don't know, man. Like, I'm just like oddly calm. I know I tweeted it after the game yesterday. Like, I don't know. It's like I don't feel like upset about it, bro. Like, I don't. Like, I mean, we played good, really good, in my opinion, against a really, really good football team that's now 3-0. So I mean, and we lost by a touchdown. Like, I mean, I'm not pissed at all. Like, I don't understand why everyone's so upset. Like, we're 1-2. Yeah, we lost 2 straight for the first time since like 2014, but I'm not tripping, bro. Like, we didn't have a preseason to iron those kinks out. The Saints never win in the preseason. I mean, I think we're going to bounce back against Detroit next week, rattle off another like 5 or 6 in a row, and all this shit is going to like just go behind us, and we're not even going to be worried about it. So I don't understand why everyone's tripping. Like, it's week 3, fam. Like, we got 13 more games to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I know you have limited time, Thomas. What do you think?
Yeah. You know, it's not even that they're doing bad right now. It's like we can play during the season. When it comes to the playoffs, they choke. Except for that one year we got the no call, but we ain't gonna talk about that. But
Rob.
You know, yes. Rob. That was the Super Bowl team right there. That was our only chance of the Super Bowl right there. And now it's gonna be harder and harder to get to that mountain again. And like, so my thing is with the Saints, you know, I'm not much of a Saints fan as I am LSU, but my thing with the Saints is, what are they gonna do when it comes to the playoffs? You know, they can have a good regular season and all that, but are they gonna choke in the playoffs? You know, like Vikings.
I think this year might be the opposite. Like, usually the Saints, you know, are very, very good at this early stage, and it's like, I don't know, it's like the Saints are like always on point at this stage, and they choke in the playoffs. So this year, I think it might be the opposite. They might catch their groove a little bit later. Like, even the Saints lost last night, but like, as opposed to like the first 2 weeks of the season, I saw regular Saints football. We were moving the ball down the field the majority of the night. I mean, if it weren't for like a couple bad plays, like, I mean, we're winning the game. Obviously, the calls hurt us, and I mean, if it was honestly, like, I mean, the calls hurt us and it put us in a bad position. But I mean, how much can you really blame on Janoris Jenkins when you're out there having to stop these receivers that, I mean, they have love him or hate him, Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. The dude has one of the strongest arms ever. I mean, and you're having to guard these receivers, and you're on the field for 65% of the game because the offense is either like quickly scoring, like they did like 3 times last night. They scored quick as fuck. So, I mean, the defense is having no time to like breathe at all. And then you're asked to go back on the field and then cover these fast ass dudes because, I mean, the Packers don't have any slow guys at all. anymore, at least. I mean, Devontae Adams is probably one of their slower receivers, and he was inactive. I mean, so you're asking him to like do a lot, and then these corners to do a lot. And I mean, everyone knew it was going to be a high scoring game, but I don't understand like the whole get Jenkins out of here. The whole like, where's our defense at? When you can't really place the blame on the defense when they're on the field, almost 70% of the game they were on the field. So I don't know. The offense just has to know how to extend drives, kind of run the ball a little bit more, give your defense a chance to breathe. Like obviously it's nice to score points, but those drives when we're not scoring points and we're fumbling at the 50-yard line or turning it over in reasonable field position, giving the Packers a good chance to just flip the field on us real quick. I mean, you can't really expect the defense to get you to bail you out every single time. Yeah, Taysom Hill choking, man. Like I don't understand this dude. Like, he ain't. You don't take Drew Brees out of the fucking game when he's in groove finally, when everyone's been begging him to get in a fucking groove, and then he gets in one, and you take him out for some wannabe quarterback that just runs the ball and catches it and every other fucking thing.
And he
doesn't do it well enough. Right. That's what I'm saying.
Well, here's my thing on the Taysom Hill thing. You know, turnovers is going to happen, especially when the read option. The read option is not the easiest thing to do when you're handing it off to a running back. You know, that takes a lot of practice, just like how a center and a quarterback takes a lot of practice when you're hiking the ball. Turnovers is going to happen. I feel like that call was on Sean Payton. That should have never happened. That part of the game on midfield. You take out Drew Brees. You've seen Drew Brees. He did not like the call either. I don't know if you've seen his facial expression when Taysom came on the field.
Yeah,
he didn't like the play either. You know,
the whole thing about that was that you can't even put that on Sean Payton though, because if you look, I tweeted a picture out earlier of the play itself. It was screenshotted right when Taysom had the ball. Easily handed. If he hands it off to Latavius Murray, who's an actual running back who gets paid a lot of money to run the football instead of fumble it at midfield.
I get that. I get that though. I really do. It was I mean, obviously, Taysom fumbled the ball. At the end of the day, Taysom fumbled the ball. But the thing is, your coach is supposed to put you in the best position, and Sean Payton didn't do that. You know, why put Taysom Hill in that position? You know,
right? And Taysom Hill, I like the role we use him in as far as a spark when we need one, but we don't need Drew Brees to come out of the game when he's completed 5 in a row. We're driving. He just had that 2-minute drill prior, like the possession prior. It was the 2-minute drill to end the half and that touchdown. I don't understand why we need to take him like out of the game. You know, and I just don't get it, bro. Like, I don't know. It's just the Saints are making some dumbass decisions. Like, I'm at a loss for words. It's just like, I'm not used to this. I haven't seen these Saints since like 2016, and I don't miss them. So I don't know.
The rebuttal on the defense, and you said we still played a good game. It's just, you blame the loss. You're saying the Packers is the reason why we lost. They're a good team, which I agree with that. They're a good team. Aaron Rodgers is on a hot streak. But the thing is, I feel like we're the better team. And I think we beat ourselves. Like we beat ourselves the last game. These past 2 games, we absolutely beat ourselves. We could have won both of these games. There's no reason we should be 3. There's no reason we shouldn't be 3-0 right now. I know that might, sound biased. We should have won against the Raiders right before halftime. We throw the interception, momentum gone. Couldn't do the Raiders had 36 minutes of time possession versus our 23 minutes. In this game, Packers had 31 minutes and we had 28 minutes. So the time possession was about the same. The offense played well enough to win the game. Kamara carried the offense on his back. Without Kamara, the offense wouldn't go, in my honest opinion. Drew played well enough to win the game. He's better, but the thing is, he's not Brees anymore. But I also don't think he's washed, but he's also not Brees. So you got some limitation there. And honestly, I think it all falls back on Sean Payton. His first 3 games, he has not been playing calling well. He's stubborn. He does not want to run the ball. He's opposite from every other head coach. He likes to set up the run by passing the ball. Everybody else likes to run the ball to set up the pass. In this situation, I think you need to run the ball and set up the pass. I think it's that simple. Run the ball. You got Kamara. You ran the ball in the first half. He did pretty well, and you stopped. What's up with that, I
think part of that is protecting your investment in Alvin Kamara, though. I mean, you just gave Kamara a shit ton of money, lock him up for 5 years. So you want to kind of protect that investment to a certain extent, obviously. I mean, he still ran the ball. I mean, they're still getting Kamara touches, and I think he's better utilized in that receiver out of the backfield role. I mean, we saw him break off like 2 big runs, but other than that, like most of his playmaking was catching the ball out of the backfield and stuff of that nature. So I think that's where he's best utilized. Latavius Murray was running the rock well, and he should be kind of that guy getting a bunch more carries. I do agree with you on that for sure. We should. I mean, but I did see a lot of improvement in that aspect from Sean Payton, as far as not necessarily being as stubborn in that field of passing to set up the run. I think last night he really did kind of show that he does have it in his arsenal to run to set up the pass. And yeah, like you said, in the first half it was working like a charm. And then kind of in the second half, he did back off of it a little bit. But I think the part of the reason that was happening is because of those, wishy-washy calls. He was probably kind of hoping it would go both ways and take a few shots downfield, try to get some easy pass interferences, get the ball down the field. You never know, honestly. I mean, every coach's mindset is different. I mean, at least the man wore a mask on the sideline this week. He's not going to penalize the Saints in that aspect again. But, there's quite a few things that kind of go into all of that. Heat of the moment. They don't get the luxury of seeing the replays and the things that we see live. I mean, they're not sitting there watching the game. They're not going to see receivers open down the field all the time. So they're pretty limited as to what they can do. And there's obviously always going to be those kinks in a game. But that's kind of why you just watch film, iron the kinks out. And then, I mean, like I said, we're early. We're 3 weeks in. Everyone's freaking out. We beat the Tom Brady-led Buccaneers. Like, we beat a very good team already, and we lost by a touchdown to probably one of the NFC's best teams as well. We got slapped in the face by a Raiders team. Like, we're going to be fine. We're going to wake up, and we're going to be good. Like, we're going to hang 50 on the Lions next week, and then we're just going to move on and keep doing our thing.
I like the confidence, Mike. And one of the things I want to point out with the offensive line, I don't know if y'all noticed, at the beginning of the game, Nick Easton started at the right guard. He gets taken out. Release comes in. Release did pretty good. And then Pete gets hurt. And then Nick Easton comes at the left guard. And I feel like that offensive line, you have Armstead, Easton, McCoy, Release, and Ramczyk. They did a pretty damn good job. I think we need to go with that offensive line from now on. Obviously, Pete's probably going to be out for what, 3 to 6 weeks now with the high ankle sprain.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I think that's it. No offense to Pete. I hope you get well, but honestly, Nick Easton might take your job at the left guard position. I honestly thought we played better.
Yeah, we did. I tweeted that yesterday as well.
Yeah,
go ahead, Thomas.
Go ahead, Tom.
I think Andrews Pete shouldn't. I think he needs to be released because he's just too injury prone every season. He was a high draft pick. I forgot what year it was, but he was a high draft pick. 2015, I believe. Ever since we got him, he's just been injury prone. Yeah, he was first round. Always seeing injury prone. Why are we keeping this dude? I mean, and then he doesn't block that well, like, to be honest. But
unfortunately, we're not going to be able to release him, though, simply because we just gave him that 5-year extension. So, I mean, it doesn't seem unreasonable to look for a trade partner in that regard. But, I mean, it's going to be hard to trade a guy that has 5 years left on his deal and who's as inconsistent as he is. I do think he is better kind of as that backup, role, but that's just not going to happen. You don't pay a guy that much money and for that long
to be a backup.
Right, exactly. So whether we like it or not, we're going to have to deal with Andrews Pete in that regard. So almost it's kind of as shitty as it sounds, it's kind of like a sigh of relief that he is injured for out 3 to 6 weeks, because that's the only way we're going to see him on the sideline. And yeah, like you said, Sean, like Drew Brees, you could tell feels more comfortable behind that offensive line that Andrews Pete is not in. As crazy as that sounds, it's just you can tell he was stepping up in the pocket. Right. He did it. He didn't do it once in the first half. He did it 3 times in the second half. A quarterback does not step up into the pocket unless you have nothing but complete and total trust in the guys blocking for you, especially when you're an old ass fucking quarterback like Drew Brees. Like it's easy. Like, you know what I mean? Like Drew Brees he feels more comfortable with Ruiz, and he feels comfortable with Easton and McCoy and those key pieces you have on that offensive line, much rather than Andrews Pete, who 1 second could pancake the shit out of somebody, and then the next second is going to get blown the hell up and put him on the sideline for 6 weeks. You know what I mean? It's just he's so inconsistent. It's not necessarily the injuries for me, because I understand like that's just part of the game. Like every team's going to have to, deal with their fair share of injuries. And I still think you can pay a guy that has injuries. Like the Saints did it with Kamara. Michael Thomas obviously wasn't injured when they paid him, but they're paying him now, and he's been out for the past 2 weeks. There's guys the Saints have paid with injury concerns. Like, Davenport's probably going to end up getting extended, even though he's had injury concerns. You know what I mean? So, they're still going to pay guys even though they deal with injuries, but it's what they do when they're healthy is what's how the Saints base what they're paying. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of that's more so what they're concerned about. And that's, Andrews Pete did have a strong, solid first 5 years with the Saints. And now it's just that he got his bag, he's not too worried about, the dude's set up for the rest of his life with like $55 million that he's getting on this deal. So I don't know. And that's like guaranteed part too. It's like, it's more than that if he plays the whole thing, but who knows? It's impossible to predict the Saints' future. I swear to God, it is.
So,
but hey, at least we're not the Eagles where they paid all the money. Carson Wentz, who came and finished the season, Carson Wentz can't finish the season. They paid him all that money. I was like, bro, that was stupid.
At least we're not the Falcons blowing leads. Am I right?
Could be worse. At least the Saints just disappoint us in the first 3.5 quarters instead of just wait until the end every time.
Now, I want to bring up a stat. You're talking about Kamara and his receiving. He had 9 receptions last week for like 95 yards. Guess what he had this week?
Probably the exact same thing.
It's about to blow your mind. 13 receptions. 13 receptions for 139 yards.
That's some Michael Thomas numbers right there.
He had 13. This is last week too. His rushing. He had 13 rushes for 73 yards. This week he had 6 rushes for 58 yards. He is averaging pretty much 10 yards a rush and 10 yards a reception. If we come back and start winning, is he building up a case for an MVP year?
Listen, man, I said it before the season even got close to starting. I tweeted it, and I can't wait to quote retweet it at the end of the season. I said NFL Offensive Player of the Year is going to be Alvin Kamara. I said it, and so far he's living up to everything that I have been relying on this whole time. I can't wait to look like a genius. I can't wait for ESPN to hit my DMs and just be like, "Hey, bro, you kind of smart. Hop on our show real quick," and all of that good stuff. I'm coming for Mike Triplett's job up there. No, I'm just playing. But
Stephen A.
It's true.
Job.
Yeah. Right. He's had 5 consecutive 2-touchdown games dating back to last season, and if you continue to score 2 touchdowns every single game as a running back, you're gonna get looks. He's gonna put up crazy numbers. He's gonna make a legit if he stays healthy. And a healthy Kamara is a scary Kamara. He's going to be in contention for the touchdown in a single season record and all of that kind of stuff here towards the end of the season. I think he's going to have the similar season to what Michael Thomas had last year, where we're going to be on record watch here, like towards the final 3 or 4 weeks. And we're going to kind of be curious on what he's going to do and how the Saints are going to maneuver the offense, knowing that there's a record at stake. I think we're going to be talking about that down the road rather than talking about whether the Saints are going to make the playoffs or not. So I'm willing to bet money that that's what our discussions are going to be later on down the road, rather than whether the Saints are going to be sitting at 8-8 and be able to squeak in the NFC or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like I feel more comfortable, just kind of coming out here and just saying it, like Kamara has a better shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. Kamara has a better shot at winning NFC Offensive Player of the Year than the Saints do missing the playoffs.
Yeah, we're looking at the remaining schedule. Obviously, we play the Lions next week. We play the Chargers, and with the rookie quarterback Justin Herbert, play the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
We could go 3-0, and I think you're right, Mike. There's no reason to go absolutely berserk and say, bench Breeze, fire Sean Payton, or whatever.
Trade for Trevor.
I do not like Trevor Lawrence. I don't know what. I really don't. If we're gonna tank for somebody, hear me out. If we're gonna tank for somebody or trade all our picks for my boy out of North Dakota State, Trey Lance. That's my boy right there.
Stop.
Joe Burrow.
The best quarterback in the draft next year.
Stop.
Joe Burrow.
Stop.
Or we could trade for Joe Burrow.
Justin Fields.
Joe Burrow can act out.
Joe Burrow will fit.
He's just
No, we
getting
need
right in our offense.
I would rather have Justin Fields, to be honest with you. But
see, that
already
you're from Pennsylvania. That's why you're a Big Ten guy.
I'm not. I'm a Florida State fan.
Florida State, they lost 52-10 to Miami.
Don't even follow Florida State anymore, bro. They let me down once James left.
I just got murdered by Miami.
Did we? Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, but then we play after the Panthers play the Bears. They're 3-0 right now. Nick Foles.
And the Bears playing good.
Starter.
The Bears playing good. Yeah.
Which is crazy because Trubisky had a good first 2 games and then he played bad and immediately benched him. And then we play the Buccaneers again. 49ers, who's been on a roll lately without most of their players. Play the Falcons, Broncos, Falcons, Eagles, Chiefs. Chiefs is going to be a big one. The Vikings on Christmas Day. So, and then obviously Panthers last game. It's a doable schedule. I mean, you got the Chiefs. That obviously 49ers is going to be a tough game, and Bears.
Chiefs.
So
yeah, Chiefs.
We always beat the Bears. I'm not too worried about it.
Especially
now
they're playing pretty good.
Their starting running backs are gone though. I mean, Cohen's out for the year.
Yeah.
I think Montgomery's been out too for the year. I think he suffered something in the preseason, if I remember. I mean, obviously not during a game, but during training camp. Pretty sure, I don't know if he's been playing or not. I don't follow any other team besides the Saints and the Patriots, to be honest. Because
Montgomery's been playing. He's been playing. He's been pretty good. I have 4 fantasy teams. This is why I know this. Cordell Patterson played most of the running back against the Falcons. So if y'all play fantasy, Cordell Patterson's a sleeper for you. But yeah, man, I think that's our toughest games. Bears, 49ers, Chiefs. Obviously, the Buccaneers is going to be a tough one. By the time we play the Chiefs, hopefully we'll have about 75 capacity in the dome. And I don't think it's been mentioned not once how there's no crowd noise. You got the fake crowd noise. How that doesn't affect us. I actually think it has been affecting us. Honestly, you seen it. Aaron Rodgers got us on a couple times with his hard snap count. And there's no way he could have done that with a full dome crowd, So the dome effect is really a thing, So we need them fans back. They create so much momentum. I know you live up there in Pennsylvania, Mike, but you got to come to the Saints game, experience, have full capacity. It's probably going to be the best game you've ever been to. I'm telling you.
Buy me a ticket. I'll be down.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days.
Say no more.
Anyways, I think I just about do it. Anything else I want to say? Or anything else?
14-2 don't sound too bad to me.
No, I just want to say
14-2. Man. Mike, you should
hope that
be the team leader.
Bro, I used to be a mascot. I ain't got nothing but passion for my squads, fam. But if the Saints need a mascot, what's up?
What are you gonna say,
Yeah.
Tom?
I just hope that LSU and the Saints can turn around. Louisiana, we need some hope right now because we just went through these hurricanes, man. So, you know, uh, we need some kind of hope right now. So.
Well, there is one silver lining for Louisiana sports, and Ryan was supposed to be here
Stop.
and talk
Don't even
about
say it. I was so glad he's not on the show to talk about it.
The UL Raging Cajuns, bro.
Yeah, Raging Cajuns.
Oh man.
Hey, Raging Cajuns been doing good. 3-0.
3-0. They beat Iowa State in the first game, and they never looked back. But anyways,
Saints
I think
should
that's
trade for Baker Mayfield.
no. I'm
Way
sorry.
to end the show. Saints should trade for Baker Mayfield.
No, I think
Oh no.
we'll trade
No,
everybody
no.
for Trey Lance for the draft next year.
I'm down for it. Except for Trey Lance. Let's get Justin Fields instead. Get the number 2 pick instead of the number 1.
Yeah. True.
Jameis
Anyways.
Winston.
I like how everybody's like bench Drew Brees and put in Winston.
Right.
Y'all gonna be wanting Winston until he starts throwing interceptions. He's gonna start throwing interceptions, and they're gonna be like, put in Taysom Hill, But yeah,
Put in Will Lutz.
Will Lutz. So
Will
Nuts. But anyway,
Yes,
I think
sir.
that does it for Off the Dome Sports. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I think that does it. See y'all later.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Follow Thomas and Mike on their social medias.